To begin our drawing, you can have your paper going vertical, or you can turn your paper to go horizontal. Totally up to you. I'm going to go ahead and do it vertical because I think having tall crystal hair would be super cool. So the first thing you need to do is visualize. Imagine in your mind on the paper where everything is going to go. So I know I want to have a face shape right about here because I want as much space for the crystals as I can. So if you want to, you can have a larger face with short crystals. You know, you could visualize a larger face oval here, neck, shoulders, and then have short crystal hair here, or a medium-sized face oval. Totally up to you. Like I said, I want to have long, spiky crystals, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just lightly draw in a nice oval for my face shape. I'm going to give myself a little neck with two lines, some shoulders, and cap them off a little bit like that. So that's just the rough sketch. We're not going to focus on that right yet. What we're going to talk about right now is how to start drawing those crystals for the hair. So like I said, I'm visualizing mine having tall spikes. You might have wide, short spikes. I don't know, maybe kind of broken angular ones. I'm going to go ahead and start drawing mine with two diagonal lines, straight diagonal lines. They're going to be close together right along the hairline, and as I draw them, I'm going to space them out further apart. So close together at the bottom, wide apart at the end, and then I'm going to connect them with a triangle or an angle line, boop, just like that. Now from this top point, I'm going to draw two more lines coming from there. And it's okay if they're not the same length. I'm going to actually make this one a little longer just to show you. And then do you see where these two lines meet? We're going to connect these edges, the ends of those lines there. That's the top, tippity top of our crystal. And then I'm going to go ahead and draw a straight line, as straight as I possibly can, from this line all the way down to the head. So going all the way down. And do the same with this line. Boop. And there's the first crystal. Now maybe I want to have like a real shiner right over here. So I can draw two lines coming off of my face oval, connect the top two lines with a nice angle line or a triangle line. And then let's go ahead and I'll do 1, 2 lines from that point. I'm going to connect where these lines meet with the end of this line. And I'm going to go ahead and connect all those lines together and then continue to draw those other sides of my diamonds or crystals. And then let's see, I'll add another one here. Once you get the process of this down, it becomes pretty quick and easy, and you could add lots of layers of crystals or just a few. So I've got 1, 2, 3 crystals, and I'm going to call that the front or the foreground of my hairscape. I just came up with a new type of artwork. And then I'm going to pretend there's another crystal coming out from behind these two. Another crystal here. I'm going to connect with a funky top. I'm going to actually add maybe 3 lines coming from that point. And then bring them down to connect to the crystals in front of them. Now let's see, I can add another right here. So 1, 2, 3. Connect, connect, and connect. And then don't forget the side lines of your crystals. And there. So she's just got like a tall, spiky ponytail at the top. All right, so after this comes the magic. So if you have markers hanging around, you can go ahead and use a marker to trace over your pencil lines. I'm going to pause my video and do that. Okay, so here we go. Gone ahead and traced over all my pencil lines with a black marker. Now, the color idea that we are working with for this project is working on choosing analogous colors. So I want you to choose 3 analogous colors, colors that are right next to each other on the color wheel. And those 3 analogous colors are what you are going to use to add color to your crystals. And I'll show you how we're going to use our analogous colors to create some value. So I am going to use, let's see, oh, it looks like it. Yep, I'm going to use red, purple, and let's go with this blue for my analogous colors. So I know that these are 3 analogous colors. I know they're right next to each other on the color wheel because when we add blue and red together, what color do we make? Purple. And that's the position of those colors on the color wheel. That's one of the ways that the color wheel helps us. It's a tool to remember, well, if I want to make this color, I need to look next to it and take those 2 colors and mix them together. So our basic primary colors mixing together to make secondaries. And these 3 analogous colors are very harmonious when they are paired up or tripled up in a piece of artwork. So what we're going to do is start with one of the analogous colors, and we're going to be adding color, but we're going to be practicing some values, some dark colors and lighter colors. So I'm going to color this part of my crystal a really dark purple. This part of my crystal is going to be colored a medium purple. And this I will color ever so lightly. So I'm going to have a dark, medium, and a light value. Let me show you how that's going to work. So for my darkest spot, oh, and I should probably say, when we're working with creating value in our artwork, and we're having dark, medium, and light values present, it's important to know where the light source is. So the light source is whatever is creating the light, because we cannot have darks without the lights. And here's my, you don't actually need to draw this sun, but this is my light source here. So here's my light, it's shining on my crystal headdress. So everywhere on this side of the crystals are going to be light, and everything over here on the other side of the crystals are going to be dark. So that's why I'm coloring my crystal like this, a dark purple. And I'm going to go ahead and press down nice and hard with my colored pencil. And if you don't have colored pencils at home, you can do this same pressing hard for the dark, pressing lighter for the medium. You can do the same technique with crayons. And I'll show you an option you can do for markers if you only have markers to draw and color with. So there's my medium, and here's my light. And sometimes when you look at your 3 values and you're like, man, that medium looks a lot like my light, all you need to do is just color over it a little bit more to create a greater difference between the 2 different values. All right, so it's a light, medium, and a dark. And you do the same thing down these sides too. So I'd continue to color this dark purple. This will be the dark value. And then right next to it, that side of the crystal is going to be the medium value. And yes, next to the medium value will be the light value. So just lightly coloring over it, just like that. Now that is one example of how you can create value in your diamond, your crystal headdress, using one of your analogous colors. So you should have picked out 2 other colors. You can go ahead and do the same value technique, going from dark, medium to light with each color. Spread out your colors, space them out in an interesting way. And then how you fill this silhouette, the outline, the contour outline of this person, is totally up to you. I was considering just using my black permanent marker and just coloring the whole thing in a nice black so that the focus of the artwork would really be the crystals. But you know what? I don't know. As I color my crystals, that's a great thing to ponder, to think about. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this up. You'll see what it looks like at the very end. Enjoy, have fun with your analogous colors and value. Oh, I almost forgot. I didn't show you the example with crayon. It's actually on the back side of this. This is some value using crayons. And real quick before I sign off, I'll do a marker value. So using the same, here, I'll do the same thing with the purple. And I'll go back to this. So with the marker, it's different because the marker is one value. It's like a dark. So what I like to do is use a technique called hatching and cross hatching. And that's when you use your lines to create value. So here I'm making a pattern of lines in the side of the diamond. It's a pattern of line, and I'm going to continue just like I did with the other ones over here, a dark, a medium, and a light. Here's one set of lines. Now I'm going to do another set of lines, a pattern of lines in this second piece. This will be my medium at the end of it all. And this is my light. I'm actually going to I think I'm going to leave it white for right now. So what I need to do is, this is my light, this is my medium, this is my dark. Well, right now my dark is the same as my medium. So I'm going to add another perpendicular crossing lines to my darker sides of my crystal. And there we go. Because I added more lines, I added a little bit more color, and it made it darker. So there's my dark, my medium, and my light. And if you wanted to, you could maybe add like a very spaced out purple line. That could be like your light. That could be your medium and your dark. Another technique with markers would be a technique called stippling. Stippling is when you use dots to add value. So you could take your marker and do dots like this. And however spaced out your dots are, the more space between your dots, the lighter the value. So let's make this the light side, very spaced out dots. This will be my medium, definitely more close together. And then for my darkest one, I'm really going to pack in the dots to bump up the contrast, the difference between the dark and the medium, because it's important for our eyes and our brains to look at this value and recognize it as the darkest value. And to do that, we add more dots with less space between them. All right, you can just kind of, step away and look at it and make adjustments, but that's how you would add your value if all you have at home is marker or crayon. All right, and that is that. Have fun, enjoy, and go skedaddle, get drawing and creating.